In the midst of our busy lives, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or lost. We search for ways to find peace, purpose, and clarity in a world that often feels chaotic. Buddhism, with its deep and timeless wisdom, offers us a way to navigate through these challenges. It teaches us how to stay grounded, calm, and compassionate, even when life feels difficult or uncertain. The 13 principles of Buddhism we're about to explore are simple, yet deeply transformative. They offer practical guidance on how to live with more presence, kindness, and balance. These aren't just abstract ideas, they are ways of thinking and being that can truly change how we approach life. They show us how to live more mindfully, connect with others more deeply, and find peace within ourselves. By embracing these teachings, we're not just looking for a quick fix or a temporary solution. Instead, we're embarking on a journey that helps us cultivate lasting peace, fulfillment, and happiness. Whether you're dealing with stress, seeking personal growth, or simply looking for more joy in your day-to-day life, these 13 principles can guide you toward a more centered, peaceful, and purposeful existence. Let's dive in together and explore how these teachings can make a meaningful difference in our lives. Principle 1. Embrace impermanence. The first principle is one of the most liberating: embracing impermanence. In life, we often cling to the familiar, afraid of change and the unknown. Yet, the very nature of life is that everything is in constant flux. Our feelings, relationships, circumstances, everything is temporary. By truly understanding that nothing lasts forever, we can free ourselves from the fear of loss and disappointment. When we accept impermanence, we stop trying to hold on to things that are meant to flow in and out of our lives. Instead of fearing change, we begin to see it as a natural and beautiful part of the journey, allowing us to embrace the present more fully. Principle 2. Live in the present moment. In a world that's constantly pulling us in 1,000 directions, living in the present moment can seem like a rare skill. Our minds wander to the past, reliving regrets, or to the future, worrying about what may come. But the key to peace lies in the present. When we stop and truly experience the now, we discover the richness of life unfolding before us. Practicing mindfulness in every moment, whether it's sipping a cup of tea, listening to a loved one, or watching the sunset, helps us connect with life as it truly is, without distractions or judgments. In the present, we find the clarity, peace, and joy that we often overlook when we're caught in a rush. Principle 3. Practice compassion. The third principle invites us to open our hearts, practice compassion. Compassion is more than just feeling sorry for someone's suffering. It's the deep, heartfelt desire to ease the pain of others, to connect with them in their vulnerability, and offer kindness without expecting anything in return. When we practice compassion, we break down the barriers of separation between ourselves and others, recognizing that we all share in the experience of suffering and joy. This shared humanity is the foundation of love and understanding, creating a world where kindness thrives. By showing compassion to others, we also heal ourselves, for in giving love, we receive it. Principle 4. Simplify your desires. Desire is a powerful force that can shape our actions and our happiness, yet it is often the source of our suffering. The fourth principle calls us to simplify our desires. When we constantly chase after material possessions, external approval, or fleeting pleasures, we are left feeling empty and unfulfilled. Buddhism teaches that happiness does not come from accumulating more things, but from learning to be content with less. By letting go of our insatiable desires, we can embrace the beauty of simplicity. Life becomes richer when we focus on what truly matters: our relationships, our health, and the small joys of daily living. Principle 5. Find balance in all things. Balance is the key to harmony in life. Buddhism teaches us to walk the middle path, avoiding extremes and finding equilibrium in everything. Whether it's work and rest, indulgence and restraint, or ambition and acceptance, balance leads to peace. When we become too focused on one area of life, we risk losing harmony in others. Finding balance requires mindfulness and a conscious effort to not overextend ourselves in one direction. Principle 6. Detach from the ego. The ego is the part of us that constantly seeks validation, attention, and control. Detaching from the ego means no longer identifying with titles, roles, or external achievements. It's about letting go of the need to be better than others, more successful, or more significant. The ego thrives on comparison and competition, which often leads to stress, insecurity, and anxiety. But when we detach from it, we can experience life from a place of humility and interconnectedness. We start to see that we are not separate from others, but part of a larger, shared existence, where compassion, kindness, and cooperation thrive. Principle 7. Accept suffering as part of life. Suffering is an inevitable part of life, and the Buddha taught that accepting suffering is the first step toward liberation from it. Instead of resisting pain, disappointment, or grief, we must accept them as natural parts of the human experience. When we resist suffering, we prolong it and create additional suffering. By accepting it, we reduce its power over us. Suffering teaches us valuable lessons, helps us develop resilience, and reminds us of the transient nature of life. Principle 8. Cultivate gratitude. In a world that often focuses on what's lacking, cultivating gratitude shifts our perspective. It's easy to take things for granted: the warmth of the sun, the love of family, the simple joys of daily life. But gratitude teaches us to pause and recognize the abundance that already exists. By appreciating what we have, we open ourselves up to more of life's blessings. Gratitude not only enriches our lives but deepens our connection to others, as we acknowledge the gifts that we receive from them. Principle 9. Develop patience. Patience is the ability to stay calm and composed, especially when life doesn't unfold the way we want. The 9th principle teaches us to develop patience in all situations. Life doesn't always work on our timeline, and impatience only causes frustration. When we practice patience, we allow things to unfold naturally and trust the process. Whether we're waiting for a goal to manifest or navigating challenges, patience gives us the strength to endure, the wisdom to learn, and the peace to remain present. Principle 10. Practice loving kindness. Metta. At the heart of Buddhism is the practice of loving kindness, or metta. This principle invites us to send love and good wishes to all beings, beginning with ourselves and extending to everyone around us. Loving kindness is unconditional; it doesn't require anything in return. By wishing others happiness and peace, we align ourselves with the energy of love, which is transformative for both the giver and receiver. Loving kindness breaks down barriers, heals wounds, and creates an atmosphere of unity and understanding. Principle 11. Let go of attachment. The principle of letting go of attachment teaches us to release our need for control. Attachment leads to suffering because it makes us afraid of loss. When we become attached to people, possessions, or outcomes, we tie ourselves to things that are beyond our control. By letting go of attachment, we open ourselves to freedom. We can love without clinging, enjoy without expecting, and live without fear of losing. This detachment doesn't mean we care less; it means we allow life to flow naturally, trusting that everything we need will come when the time is right. Principle 12. Meditate for inner peace. Meditation is a foundational practice in Buddhism, designed to help us cultivate inner peace. By quieting the mind and focusing our attention, we create space for clarity and wisdom. Meditation teaches us to observe our thoughts without judgment, allowing us to detach from them and find stillness. Regular meditation practice reduces stress, enhances self-awareness, and deepens our connection with the present moment. It is through meditation that we can tap into the vast reservoir of peace and contentment that lies within us all. Principle 13. Trust in the law of karma. The final principle is trusting in the law of karma. This law teaches that our actions have consequences, both positive and negative. By acting with kindness, compassion, and integrity, we create good karma that ripples out into the world. Conversely, negative actions create suffering. Trusting in karma means understanding that what we put into the world returns to us in some form. It guides us to live with mindfulness, knowing that every action, no matter how small, shapes the world around us. The teachings of Buddhism offer profound wisdom for living a life of peace, balance, and purpose. By embracing these 13 principles, you can transform your relationship with yourself, others, and the world around you. Each principle invites you to cultivate a deeper understanding of life's truths and to live in harmony with your own heart and the world's rhythms. Start today, and let these teachings guide you on your path to lasting happiness, fulfillment, and inner peace.